I played just like last week, one game and one game only, and it was Halo.
It's Fortnite.
It was Fortnite. We'll talk about that, but Fortnite does their progression system better with loot boxes or whatever the hell that is, earning your things.
Right.
They do that light years better. But been playing Halo. I can't get enough of this game. So I fell off. We talked about it before, but I fell off with Halo 3. Honestly, Halo 4. I played the campaign. It was really dope. That was a swan song on the 360. It looked great. Didn't play much of the multiplayer. Halo 5 couldn't care less. It passed me by, and heard a lot of complaints too on online and stuff. I just kind of avoided it. This one really brought me back, and playing that flight where it was that kind of test run, that solidified it for me where I just knew it was on, it was scratching my itch. It was everything I wanted it to be. Very fun. I'm playing it for, all week. So I don't know how many hours, but it's like when I wake up, it's Halo. When I get home from work, it's Halo. I don't talk to my wife. I don't feed my dog. I just play Halo. And it's fun. And I have nothing but great things to say about it. The only negative thing is the way that they have this progression system linked in, where if you want to unlock cool armor or any kind of, of cosmetic upgrades, the way you progress is so goddamn slow. And they've done this intentionally. And they even mentioned before the beta came out, before the multiplayer launch, was that they had no intentions on changing it. Mm-hmm. They want people to see it through, but it's just... it's a mental drain because you're not progressing as you'd want to, rather. So you get XP that doesn't count at all, but you get XP for kills, 100 points, right? Mm-hmm. You get 50 XP for helping a kill or for assisting in one. That just goes down the drain. It doesn't go anywhere. So unless you're hitting these challenges, you're not earning the XP that they would progress your leveling. And all the different armor sets that are cool, they're all locked into like level 50 and up. And it takes so long. I'm on level 7. I played all week. Level 7.
Plus got the boosters, the Hot Pocket booster.
I did, which didn't work, apparently. So I had to email someone and talk to Larry, and Larry never answered his phone call. And it's like the most convoluted system for Hot Pocket, so they need to change that shit. But you can also buy the Fast Pass or whatever it's called, but it's their equivalent of Battle Pass. It is the Battle Pass.
Gotcha. You
can pay however much it was. I think it was $20. And I thought, oh, deal. I'm getting this game for free. I'll throw some bucks in there. Mm-hmm. Didn't really get anything out of the bat. And then beyond that, it's just so slow for progressing. You can buy different armor sets in the shop. They do look cool, but they're like $20 each. It's really insane. So that's my only complaint is like, just toggle that where I feel like I'm earning stuff. They did over the weekend, and I was telling you about it. They finally gave where for completing a match, you get 50 XP. So something to kind of keep you going a little bit.
You didn't even get that? Or was it just lower?
Unless you're doing challenges within the match, you didn't get that. And challenges are tough where I get what they're trying to do, where you're doing stuff that you wouldn't normally do within the gameplay. I get that, and I'm down for that, but it's not enough to actually progress you through. Like one challenge is you have to, in a big team battle, that's the only time it shows up, but those turrets that you can pull off their tripod, you have to get X amount of kills with that. It's not easy to do. Various things that are they're just not fun. So I really wish they would toggle that. That's the only complaint I have. Otherwise, it's like plays perfectly, looks great, feels great. That's what's keeping me going is the actual core gameplay is so fun that even though I'm not like able to unlock anything or it's very, very slow, I'm still having a blast.
Gotcha.
But what'd you think? You played a couple matches. Was the only time you played when we played together?
I think so. Yeah.
What do you think with that time?
I think the thing I like, and I think all your points are valid. That being said, like I'm the weirdo that, like when I was playing Overwatch, I made it all the way to level 100 without ever opening a loot box. So I never have had like any skins in that game whatsoever.
Is that game free to play too?
No, but progression systems like that, unless they like Call of Duty where they unlock like weapons or something, I really don't care.
Yeah.
So for that, I realize that most people care, so I'm the weirdo in this scenario. But
there's people that don't. Yeah, I get that.
Sure. But I think the thing that I like is it's fun. It is very fun. I really like these weapons on the field games. I like the fact that the vehicles are very powerful, so you really want to control them. These power weapons, there's stuff for you to get. You don't want to just take your starting gun and run at the other guy. You want to take advantage of stuff around the map. That I think is really fun. But the thing I think I've realized is there's totally room for Halo Infinite and Splitgate.
Yeah, I think they kind of provide their own thing. Splitgate has the portals. It's a little bit different of a flow of gameplay, like with your power ups that you have in Infinite versus just you're stuck with your base mode of transportation, how you move. And in Splitgate, that might even be more towards like Halo CE gameplay versus
CE?
The Combat Evolved, like the first Halo.
Okay.
Halo expert here, so
I should have got that. Yeah.
that's the abbreviation. But that even follows more of like a hardcore Halo style, but even though it has the portals in there and it works perfectly. But I would say with you mentioned one thing about how you can they do balance the power weapons where you really want to go tackle those weapons, but at the same time you start off with the battle rifle, and traditionally that gun I've never liked it, the way it spreads and everything.
Fucking
but this one, right? But I have gotten used to it where I feel like confident actually running into an engagement with someone with just a battle rifle. I feel like you can still control your shots. Feels good. You can empty a clip and take someone out if you're landing your shots. I think they balance that well. The pistol feels dope. I love taking people out with the pistol.
This pistol feels great.
Right? And that's my favorite thing about the original Halos. Like that pistol was maybe overpowered, which everyone knew at the time. Yeah. But it was still fun. This one is balanced well, where it just like feels really good, and the power weapons are dope. Although when you're in like say a capture the flag and the other team has the rocket launcher, I absolutely hate it because they just blow people down.
But that thing has always been overpowered, and that's kind of the fun,
right? And that means you should seek that out. Somebody in your party should seek that out and control it, or the energy shield or sword rather.
I don't know that I've been killed, but I don't think I've ever seen the energy sword.
It's there. I've been killed by it. I tend to grab it. Oh, cool, and then I get killed by somebody else.
What's your new favorite weapon?
I really like the battle rifle, but that one's been solid for a while. The pistol is probably my favorite, and I wish I unlocked cooler, just like Call of Duty, where you can kind of choose whatever weapon you want. As long as you use that consistently, you start to unlock stuff. And this one, there isn't that kind of progression. I really like that because I do like using the pistol a lot. There's that one. I have started to get used to that weird shotgun that shoots the lasers either diagonally or up and down.
That's fun.
That one's
Do
dope.
you ever go vertical with it?
I do as I'm running around because I think, I'm going to be tactical and I'm going to have a situation where I need to. No, it never works. But that's why I just go horizontal. And most people go left and right anyways.
Yeah.
So it ends up working out. But
I think it's that travel time.
Right. There you go. But I'm trying to think of the Needler I'll never use because I hate that gun. But,
you should get revenge kills with it at least.
Yeah, it does work at least for that. I don't like the delayed gratification with a Needler. And you kind of have you're playing the long game with a Needler.
Right.
But sniper rifle's dope. I've gotten, I don't know, maybe 3 kills so far in the week of playing. I'm terrible at sniping. But no, it's a blast. It's just, man, I'm hoping that they are listening to feedback. Like they added that new update where you get extra XP for just being in a match. That's great. But I've been listening to other podcasts and they're saying this kind of echoes, I guess, how Destiny handled the first season with their reactions on progression. They didn't change it until the second season. And so people are wondering, because this is selling well, people are buying stuff, they might hold off until the second season. And these seasons are going a long time. So this is going to be 6 months for season 1. So we might not see updates for a long time.
That is something I've listened to some GDC talks, and you really do. You don't necessarily want to make these knee-jerk balance reactions because there's a perceived strength while people are still learning, while they're sorting out, the good players and the bad players. So it takes a little bit of time before you can actually start super listening.
And see, and a lot of the community isn't really talking about gun balancing or any kind of like power mechanics. It's just how you unlock the cosmetic stuff. And so really that should even be a faster change, but I totally understand that 343 doesn't want to make any knee-jerk reactions like you're saying. I think they also have pressure because it's free to play and it's making money by people, buying the battle pass and whatnot, or just buying skins outright, that I think they have pressure from whoever higher up saying, hey, keep this going because people are buying it. So if you make these changes, people can unlock things quote unquote faster, we're getting less money possibly. So I think they also have pressure to keep this cash flow going. Which is still cool because it's free to play, so it is literally free to jump in and play. I don't think because it's a free to play game, you don't need Xbox Live to play, so you can jump in and play it if you have even on your with XCloud on your phone. I don't know why anybody wants to do that, just with a latency thing with a multiplayer game. But terrible. The bar for entry is super low, so like everybody can join in. So I think because they can make money, they're going to keep it rolling, and it's a bummer, but. Otherwise, the gameplay itself is like fantastic, so I'll keep playing it, even though I'm not unlocking anything along the way.
I think something more worth mentioning as well, with really every Halo game, I don't know about the last one, the maps. How are we feeling about the maps?
Maps are great. I haven't found one that I don't like. There's a cityscape one that I really dig because there's a lot of nooks and crannies, and it feels compact but still open at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That one's really cool. The Valhalla equivalent is dope. I forget the name of it, but you have the different like ejector things on each side, just like Valhalla did.
Mm-hmm.
That one's cool. This one, which was one of the few maps on the flight, is really dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Another complaint is some of the missions, or not the missions, the gameplay modes you can play multiplayer are pretty limited. So you have,
and one of them is that stupid fucking seed thing.
the seed thing, which I finally figured out what's going on.
Oh, okay.
I just listened to what they're telling me. It's like, oh, okay, I'll do it. But you pick up, it's like a miniature or a multi version of the capture the flag, where you'll have to capture these various seeds. You plant them at your base. Bob's your uncle. There you go. You have to do like 5 each, and the first team to do that, and then you can steal other people's seeds at their base. So that one's kind of cool. As I start
steal some people's seeds.
Oh yeah, that's what I do out on the streets. But as you start to figure that one out, that makes more sense. So I've been playing that. The one I don't like is Oddball. So Oddball.
Really, I like Oddball.
So I started to like it at first, but it became a nuisance or just annoying to me because I would play and I'd happen to get matched up with people where the ideal or the goal in the game is to hold on to the ball for the longest, right? Each team has to do that. But I'd find myself be the only person finding the ball or trying to get the ball, and then no one's protecting me. So I'm just like annoyed the whole time. Yeah. And I'd rather play like, say, where you kill everybody. Why can I not think of the
Slayer?
Slayer. There you go.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Slayer, or then I just switch to big team battle. I wish that, and it's going to happen eventually, where you can choose which modes you want to play. Right now, it's just kind of like a free for all, and they're throwing you in there. And I would choose to not do hardball anymore. But if you can kind of customize whatever mode you want to jump into, you can't do that at the moment, unless you're creating like a private game where it's like whoever you're in your party's in it only. So that's a complaint, but yeah, otherwise it's dope. And then campaign comes out very soon, December 8th. That's like 2 weeks away.
I really wish it was going to have co-op. That would have been a fun one to play.
Yeah. I have some quick fire news bits. That's the first time I'm doing that with you, where it's just stuff that I'm not going to cover in the show, but it's like little blurbs. Gotcha. There's an update on that progress as well, but when that mode's coming out.
I think we'll need to play again. The one thing I always forget to do with these games is adjust my mouse settings. And then like I'll do it like 2 months in, just kind of, oh yeah, duh. Now I can actually headshot people.
You know what's great is you can jump into training mode, which it just fills it with bots and it pauses when you pause. And so you can just mess, like I do that all the time now, where I'll change my settings, even change like graphical settings and see what kind of frame rate boost I can get by like lowering stuff, adjusting stuff. So you can do that and then also mess with your controls. Yeah, I highly suggest that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I also need to make sure, I've never checked if native Windows mouse acceleration is on by default, because I know Windows leaves it on by default. And I don't know if I've checked that on my new PC.
I don't know what that does or what's the benefit of that.
I'll have to show you afterwards, just in case you have it on. And then you've also not like, I mean, the biggest thing it affects is like, those whip shots where you whip it real quick, get a guy in the head,
sure,
and then keep on with your day. If you have built-in mouse acceleration, you just can't whip shot. It's luck at that point.
So it's kind of detecting when you move too quickly and then adjusting it for you.
Well, it's trying to, so instead of the raw input, it's as you start moving more, it starts to accelerate the movement.
Oh.
And then sort of like what it does on a stick, which is fine for most stuff. And
I think I have seen that setting, but I've calibrated now and I'm playing controller, so I don't know what you're talking about with the mouse and keyboard.
Sure.
But I'm playing with controller, and now I've calibrated it where I feel really good playing, and I'm playing against PC people, and I feel like I'm doing okay.
This is my favorite gun, by the way. I absolutely
that one's dope. If you time it, the skewer or whatever it is, if you time it right,
is that what it's called?
Yep.
Awesome. It also takes out I feel like I've taken out what's the big truck thing?
There's the Warthog, or there's the
Warthog.
Yeah.
I feel like you can one-shot that thing with it, but I could be wrong.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's great, man. It is great. And I'm playing on the 3070. So that's one thing. So I have the Series S, and I kind of got it just to play Halo, but I'm having more fun on PC and adjusting whatever settings I need to now play with a higher frame rate. Like I'm playing, and I get around 120 frames per second. Dude. It feels really good. Now I'm used to that. Like I like that speed and the feeling that my input is like matching what I want it to do. So I really like that. I'm playing there, but it holds its own. I'm able to do 1440p in 120 frames on a 3070. I played it for a little bit for the first time on this 4K TV, and it holds 60 really well. And then everything feels great on the Series S. So I love that I can jump back and forth. Like if I don't want to sit in my chair anymore, I can go over to my TV. First world problems, but I can move over to my TV and I can play Halo, and it moves all my settings over. It's like just quick and easy. I love that.
Nice.
But yeah, playing Halo, loving it. Enough about Halo. Everybody digs it. But what'd you play this week?